don't ruin it. He's gonna just look me in the eyes and fall in love with me. Oh my gosh, like I'm gonna throw up. And I thought he was gonna fall in love with that. Hey mom and dad, friends, haters, and anybody else watching this video. So today I have a very, how do I even begin? I have a story time today. Story that I would like to share with the world. I think it's kind of funny. It's a little cringy. It's actually a lot of cringy. Very cringe. The most cringe. Just super cringy. I like to laugh about things so that I don't feel embarrassed. This is about the time that I met Big Time Rush. It was 7th grade going into 8th grade that summer. This is like at the peak of Big Time Rush. Everyone loved Big Time Rush. They were Big Time Rush. Like, I really loved them. And specifically Kendall, like I just had the biggest crush on Kendall. His big nose and bushy eyebrows. Like, I still listen to Big Time Rush. Still a fan.
Somehow we're halfway there. I pick it up and I see that it's you. Drawn to someone.
So if I'm that obsessed with them now at 22 years old, imagine how obsessed with them I was in 7th grade. It was more than an obsession, but we'll get into that. Let's just start the story, shall we? So I became friends with this girl in like 7th grade. And we're gonna call her Brittany. Her birthday was coming up and she had tickets to this music festival. It's called K-Fest. Pretty much a music festival where a lot of the top artists from that year go and perform at this festival. This year in particular, Big Time Rush was performing. The Ready Set was performing. New Boys, Chantel, Mike Posner. This was like a really good lineup. So I was like, oh my god. Like, I was invited to a festival. So she invited me and these two other girls, we're gonna call them Kelly and Sarah. So Sarah at the time was like my best friend. Like, we had been friends for a long time. And then Brittany, the one who invited us, she was like a new friend. So I have been to K-Fest before with my family. My dad has a friend that works K-Fest. My cousin is a photographer, so he used to work K-Fest. You know, I just had the connections to get in. So since my dad's friend was working there, he was like, when you guys get here, just let me know and I'll get you in so you don't have to wait on the line. That is a big deal to be able to skip the line, because especially if it's like floor seating. Because we didn't wait on the line, we were like the front row before the VIP section, you know? It's like the second coolest seat probably to have. We were all small too, like we were in 7th grade. If we didn't get the front row, we wouldn't have been able to see anything, let's be honest. So we were standing there watching everyone perform. New Boys came over, literally got off the stage and came over and took pictures with us. In the middle of the show, Brittany says that she's hungry. She wants to go get food and like use the bathroom. And I'm like, they're really good spots, and if we leave this spot, like, we're definitely not gonna get it back. She kept insisting like she wants to go get food, and since it was her birthday and she was going to get food, like we all had to go with her. How about you and Kelly go get food and then you guys come back, and when you come back we'll go. Like, this is just the mentality of a 7th grader. We're like, we're just gonna save each other's spot. Like, that's not how it works. But at the time, that's what we were thinking. Brittany and Kelly go to get their food or whatever. They come back with a pizza box. I don't know how they managed to do that shit. First of all, getting to the front row, like pushing your way through the front row of a crowd is difficult in and of itself. To do it with a pizza box, that is like witchcraft. I don't know how. Maybe the box was their weapon. Maybe the box is what helped them get back to the front. All I know is she came back with a pizza box and she's like, we got you guys food, now you have to go eat. A little bit pushy. It's her birthday, we're not gonna argue with her. We take the pizza box and we make our way to like the lawn and we eat our food. And when we're done, we go back to the crowd and like we try to see if there's any way that we can get back to our spot. It just wasn't happening. Like, these like 30-year-old women were really looking at me like, try it. I wish, try it. My 7th grade self was like, I'm not gonna try it. It's mine. It's mine. So we start like texting Brittany and Kelly and we're like, we can't make it back. Can you guys come to the lawn? Like, we'll hang out here. I was like, they're definitely not trying, and I feel like this was kind of intentional, like a way to get us away from them. We can't get back. There's no way we're gonna get back. So let's try to find somewhere else to like all four of us hang out. Eventually they stopped answering. So I was like, y'all must have forgotten who helped you get front row, so let me remind you. I called my dad's friend and I was like, I lost my spot. If there's anything you can do to like help me, like that would be greatly appreciated. So me and my friend Sarah met my dad's friend at the gate and he's like, just go stand in there. In there was the VIP section. So in order to get into the VIP section, we had to walk by Brittany and Kelly, who were behind the barricade. We're literally in front of them now, like in VIP though. We literally, me and Sarah walked in there, we're like, hate, I don't care what these chicks say, I don't even. And Brittany and Kelly are like, who does she think she is? Yeah, who is she? When I tell you, they were not happy. They looked pretty upset. I would have probably felt bad if I felt like they actually made an effort to like come get us, but I don't think they did. Like, they were literally right at the barricade, right where we left them. If you really tried to get out of the crowd, you wouldn't be in the same spot that you were in. Also, you managed to get out and get back in with a freaking pizza box. I'm pretty sure you had the skill set to get straight out. It is what it is, sis. We're in VIP and we're like, this is so crazy. Like, oh my God. My dad's friend was like, is there anybody that you want to meet backstage? And I was like, Big Time Rush. And he was like, come with me. So as we're walking, I saw Mike Posner. He was so freaking nice, by the way. My dad's friend is like, all right, stand here, and eventually like a line is gonna form and this will be like where you can meet them. So he left because he was working, obviously. He couldn't just hang out with us. So I'm thinking this is gonna be like a meet and greet because there was like a booth with a camera, so it looked like a meet and greet setup. So there's like a building here with a door, and my back is facing the building. I'm kind of facing like the booth. I am like, well, this is the moment. This is the moment that Kendall falls in love with me. I think I just really had in my mind that Kendall was gonna be like, can't you see, all I really wanna be is your boyfriend. As I'm like waiting in line, I just start to think like, this is your one shot. This is your one opportunity to make a good impression on Kendall. Don't ruin it. I'm just like trying to prep myself. I'm like, hey, better take your shot now. And I think that's what made me more nervous, was that I was just so in my head about the fact that this is like Kendall. I start to just picture these scenarios in my head of like, he's gonna just look me in the eyes and fall in love with me. It's so cringy. I was in 7th grade. I don't know how old he was, but like he definitely was like, well, let's Google. So he was like 20. I was in 7th grade. So like, also aside from my age, like, did you see yourself? Bitch, who was falling in love with you looking like that? Like, nobody was falling in love with you, sis. Why did I set myself up like that? I'm just really in my head of like, holy shit, like what am I gonna say to them? Am I gonna be awkward? What if we literally say nothing to each other? What if they're rude? I just start having all these thoughts. So I start like hyperventilating. I had like a bottle of soda. Soda was like crack to me. I mean, I was addicted to soda. My mom was really strict with drinking soda. I wasn't allowed to have it. So whenever I wasn't home, I would go ham on soda. Like I would like, you know how it's like, people think it's like cool to drink alcohol in high school? I thought it was cool that I was drinking soda in high school. I was like, I fucked up with my freaking Pepsi. Like, I never gave soda away for anything because once I got home, I wasn't gonna be able to have it anymore. I had a bottle of soda and I literally gave it to my friend, and that's how you know something was seriously wrong with me. I'm like, just have it, like I don't feel good. I just start like gagging and like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna throw up. When you don't feel well or you're in pain or whatever, you don't really care who's around you. That's kind of how I was feeling, was like I knew that there were people around me. I didn't care because I didn't feel good. Like over here, there was a group of people and I was not paying attention at all to who they were lingering around me. So as I'm like, I don't feel good, I noticed that the group that was standing next to me starts like walking away. When I look at the group, it was Big Time Rush. It was Big Time Rush. They were standing next to me. I don't know. I can't. There's a part of me that wants to believe that they were not there the whole time. Maybe they were in the building, like behind the door, and maybe they were just walking by because they had to perform, so they were like leaving, you know, and I just happened to notice them at that moment. I don't want to believe that they were standing there the whole time witnessing my freaking episode. Can you imagine how embarrassing it would be if they're like waiting to like take a picture with me and I'm like and I thought he was gonna fall in love with that? As I see them walking away, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Big Time Rush. Kendall and James turn around. They wave to me. James was like, hey. And Kendall was like, who's that? No. Bro, he looked at me. And then they just continued walking. They freaking left. And I was like, been missing you by my side. I have no words for myself. Big Time Rush leaves. Finally, the guy comes out of the meet and greet tent. He's like, all right, you can come in. And we go in and LMFAO was just standing there. It was just Red Foo. The other guy had like meningitis, lemongitis. He had a jitis. I don't know. Me and my friend walk in there and we're like, it was so awkward. He didn't say anything. I don't think we said anything. I mean, if you know LMFAO's music, it's just about sex and drugs and drinking. He was probably like, this is my fan base. He was probably expecting like big booty Judies, and instead he got these like two little 7th grade girls walking in there like, we were here for Big Time Rush. Also, he's like 7 feet tall. Like, Red Foo is mad freaking tall for no reason. So it just made it even more awkward, but it's fine. So we just go back to like the VIP section and Big Time Rush came on. We managed to get our way to like the very front at the stage while Big Time Rush was performing. I'm pretty sure Kendall sang to me. I was like, I was going crazy.
That you want.
You know, Kendall's got that little move where he's like, he does something like that. It looks way cooler when Kendall does it. I'll try to find a clip and like insert it here. At least I only dry heaved in front of him. Hopefully he didn't even see it. That's what I'm gonna keep saying, is that he sang to me. Really, he just made eye contact while he was singing, but like, that counts as singing to me. We ended up meeting back with Brittany and Kelly at the end because Brittany's dad was driving us home. And it was a silent car ride. And there's really like no bad blood now. This was literally in 7th grade. And I think Brittany ended up moving, so that could have been like why we stopped talking. No shade. It was a good time. I really messed that up. Big time. Hopefully one day they'll get back together and I'll be able to meet them and redeem myself. Thank you for watching. Comment any embarrassing stories you guys might have. Also, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, share this video, do all the damn things, you know? Big Time Rush, if you're watching this, I love you guys still. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, subscribe, and that is all. Okay, bye.
Tell me, have you seen her? Let me wrap my weave up. I'm the trap Selena. Dame más gasolina.